When people think about the future of mobility, they often imagine electric vehicles, autonomous driving, AI, or smart cities. However, after observing and recording different areas of San Pedro Garcia, Nuevo León, considered one of the wealthiest cities in Mexico, I realized that the future of mobility is not only about advanced technology, it is also about the everyday infrastructure problems that already affect how people move, drive, and live within the city. With these videos, it becomes clear that mobility problems are already part of daily life. One of the most visible issues is traffic. Streets are constantly saturated with vehicles, especially during peak hours, creating stress, delays, pollution, and inefficiency. Even in highly developed areas, mobility systems are struggling to support the growing number of cars and the rapid expansion of the city. Another major problem shown throughout the videos is poor road infrastructure. Many streets contain potholes, damaged pavement, flooded holes, unsafe intersections, and roads under constant construction. In several areas, traffic lights are not functioning correctly, creating confusion and increasing the risk of accidents. Runabouts and unfinished roads force drivers and pedestrians to improvise constantly, turning mobility into something unpredictable and unsafe. At the same time, these problems affect not only drivers, but also pedestrians. One of the most concerning aspects I noticed is how difficult and dangerous walking has become in certain areas of the city. Cars parked in prohibited areas often block sidewalks, forcing people to walk on the street itself. Restaurants and businesses inviting public sidewalks reduce pedestrian space even more, prioritizing commercial activity over public safety and accessibility. This creates an urban environment where cars dominate the city while pedestrians become increasingly vulnerable. In several areas, there are simply no safe spaces for people to walk comfortably or securely. This increases the risk of accidents, especially for children, elderly people, cyclists, and individuals with disabilities. Another issue that becomes evident is the lack of long-term urban planning. Construction projects appear everywhere simultaneously, creating temporary solutions instead of sustainable infrastructure. Streets are modified, closed, or partially destroyed without fully considering how these changes impact mobility, safety, and quality of life. As cities continue growing, these temporary fixes may become long-term urban problems. The videos also reflect how environmental and maintenance issues influence mobility. Flooded potholes, garbage accumulation, deteriorated streets, and damaged public infrastructure show how urban neglect directly impacts transportation systems. Even basic mobility becomes more difficult when cities are not properly maintained. What makes this situation especially interesting is the contrast between San Pedro's economic status and the reality shown in the scenes. Despite being one of the wealthiest cities in the country, many mobility problems remain unsolved. This raises important questions about the future of urban transportation. If cities with significant economic resources are already facing these challenges, what will happen as populations continue growing and mobility demands become even more complex? The future of cars and mobility cannot depend only on technological innovation. Autonomous vehicles, electric cars, and smart transportation systems will not fully solve mobility problems if cities continue struggling with poor infrastructure, unsafe pedestrian conditions, traffic congestion, and lack of urban organization. These videos are not only documenting isolated problems, they reflect how mobility is deeply connected to infrastructure, urban planning, public safety, accessibility, and quality of life. They also show that the future of transportation is not only about faster or smarter vehicles, but about creating cities that are capable of supporting safe, efficient, and sustainable movement for everyone. This reflection made me realize that mobility is one of the clearest representations of how a city truly functions. The condition of the streets, sidewalks, traffic systems, construction projects, and public spaces reveal much more than transportation problems alone. It reflects priorities, planned decisions, inequalities, public investment, and the relationship between people and the urban environments they inhabit every day. What impacted me the most while recording these videos was realizing how normalized many of these problems had become. People are already used to avoiding potholes, driving through dangerous streets, walking around blocked sidewalks, sitting in traffic for long periods of time, constantly adapting to unfinished infrastructure. These situations have become part of everyday life, even in one of the most economically developed cities in Mexico. At the same time, it made me question what the future of mobility will actually look like if cities continue growing faster than the infrastructure and urban planning systems can support. For this second part of my project, I focus on creating possible solutions for the future of mobility in San Pedro Garcia. Instead of imagining unrealistic futuristic vehicles, I wanted to focus on intelligent urban systems that could realistically improve traffic, safety, and organization in the city. My project includes three connected smart mobility aspects that work together to reduce congestion, improve road conditions, and create more organized transportation systems. So here you go. You can see. The first solution is the smart traffic light system. One of the biggest problems in San Pedro is inefficient traffic flow caused by poorly synchronized traffic lights, long waiting times, and intersections that become chaotic during peak hours. So this traffic light that you see right here includes sensors and cameras that monitor traffic conditions in real time. The sensors can detect how many cars are waiting, traffic density, and movement speed. Instead of operating with fixed timers, the traffic light detects automatically depending on traffic conditions. So here comes the camera. And for example, if one street has more traffic, the green light lasts longer, while streets with less traffic move faster. So the cameras also help monitor unsafe behavior, block intersections, and possible accidents. This creates a smarter and more adaptive system that improves circulation and reduces unnecessary congestion. The second solution is this smart system of road system. In San Pedro, roads often became dangerous because of potholes, flooding, and damaged pavement, construction zones, and poor maintenance. So drivers usually notice these problems only when they are already in danger or trapped in traffic. So this road includes sensors here placed along sides that constantly monitor road conditions in real time. So here you can see the road and then the sensors. Then the sensors can detect, for example, flooding, damage, traffic pressure, or unsafe road conditions. This information could then be connected to city monitoring systems, navigating apps like Google Maps or Maps, or directly to smart vehicles. Drivers will receive alerts earlier and could choose safer or faster routes before entering dangerous or congested areas. So you can see it right here. The goal of this solution is to make roads more intelligent and preventive instead of reacting only after accidents or traffic problems already happen. So then we have my third solution that is right here, this part. It focuses on illegal parking, which is one of the main causes of blocked streets and unnecessary traffic in the city. In my model, you can see the red parking area represents places where cars are not allowed to park, while the green area represents authorized parking spaces. So both areas contain sensors and monitoring systems. If a vehicle parks in the prohibited area right here, the systems immediately detects it. So then automatic barriers rise from the ground to temporarily block the vehicle from leaving until authorities issue a warning or a fine. And at the same time, cameras record the violation. So notifications are sent to automatically to traffic authorities. So this discourages illegal parking and helps keep streets, intersections, and pedestrians areas clear. Even one badly parked car can create major traffic problems and unsafe situations for both drivers and pedestrians. So throughout this project, I realized that the future of mobility is not only about creating new cars, but also about creating smarter cities. A city can look modern and advanced and be the richest of Mexico, but if its mobility systems are disorganized, people will still experience stress, traffic, and unsafe environments every day. The future of mobility should focus on intelligence, infrastructure, real-time monitoring, safer streets, and systems that can adapt to urban challenges. So these solutions aim to create a city that is safer, more efficient, and more organized for everyone. Thank you.
Yeah!